All right, tip number one to getting more fruit from your tomato plants is to get rid of these suckers. Basically, if you have a indeterminate tomato plant, that means that it doesn't have like a set height that it will grow to. There's determinate and indeterminate. Determinate kind of grows to 5 feet. Indeterminate can grow up to 10, and it's a lot more viney. So this is for indeterminate. You have a shoot of the plant, and you can see right here, you'll have these all over the plant. It comes up, has a branch kind of coming out through here, and then there'll be like this branch coming at an angle and like an armpit almost. You just want to pick those off. And if they're small like this one, you can just pinch them off with your fingers. And then it just leaves this, because those suckers don't really produce anything and they just take nutrients away from the plant. So that's tip one, is to just prune the suckers, which will be like this main stem, side shoot, and the sucker will be in the middle. And then tip number two is to prune the bottom of your tomato plants. You can even see one of the leaves right here has some spots on them. Tomato plants are very susceptible to diseases from the dirt. And so I just come in here and pick off these leaves that have spots on them, like this big one right here. Because normally they're at the bottom of the plant. The bottom of the plant really doesn't get a lot of sunlight. So if they're small, like these little stalks, you can just pinch them with your fingers. If they're a little bigger, get some clean clippers and just cut them off. And tip number three is watering, and this kind of has to do with tip number two. When you water, you don't want to water the tomato plants from the top of the plant down, because that splatters the dirt up and gets all over these bottom leaves and can get disease on the leaves. You want to water like this right at the base. There's just a little bit of water in here, right at the base like that. And the reason why I have some spots on these leaves is because we had really heavy rain recently, and the dirt splattered up and gets on the leaves, and that's how it spreads disease. And you'll kind of notice this by, if your tomato plants, normally the bottoms of them die first and turn all yellow, and the leaves start dying, it's because they have disease on them from the dirt. So there you go. There's 3 tips to help you get more tomatoes from your tomato plants.